Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the HP Z2 Mini G9 workstation. Now, this starts at a little over $1,900 US dollars. I'll include a link in the description, and in full disclosure, this was furnished to me by the manufacturer for review purposes. So, this is essentially a top-of-the-line Z2 G9, and it should absolutely scream because it's got an Intel 12th Gen i9 12900K CPU, 64 gigs of DDR5 RAM, an NVIDIA RTX A2000 with 12 gigs of RAM, and of course Wi-Fi 6E and some fantastic I/O that you will see once I get this thing out of the box. 280 watt power supply. This is a 125 watt CPU, and this is pretty much the machine that the Mac Studio wishes it could be. And I say that not because the Mac Studio is bad, but because its pricing is absolutely ridiculous and it cannot be upgraded in any way, shape, or form. This machine, on the other hand, has the benefit of being user upgradable. Not just the actual RAM, which, you know, with this unit, of course, you're not going to need to upgrade RAM, but also your SSDs. There are 2 NVMe slots, and then in addition to that, you can actually upgrade that NVIDIA RTX A2000. So there's a lot to like in terms of customization. Even the I/O can be customized, which I'll get to a little bit later. But let's just get this thing out. I am trying, and I know this is one of those machines that gets me excited about where PCs are headed because, again, unlike what Apple's doing, this is about giving consumers what they want. Again, Apple loves to dictate what consumers want. HP, at least in my opinion, is actually listening. So this is going to be a little bit larger than what you'd expect, let's say, from a NUC, but it is just so much more powerful. So let's go ahead and put what I presume is the keyboard there to the side. I'm going to get rid of the entire box right now. Just bring out the actual Z2 G9 right there. We've got the power brick. Again, it is a 280 watt brick. They also have included a mouse, and that's pretty much everything. So let's take a look at this. And again, from a form factor perspective, I think this is what many of you, myself included, have been waiting for because, again, the Mac Studio is nice conceptually, but in terms of real-world use and pricing, who can really afford one of those things? The fact that this starts at a little under $2,000 US, and granted, a build like this is going to be much more expensive, but it's still, I believe, will be much more useful because, after all, if you follow my channel, I live in a Windows world, at least when it comes to PCs. And that means I can run everything here, whereas with a Mac, I would... well, I'm not even going to get into that. So, build quality on this seems excellent. It's pretty heavy. It feels like it's definitely 3 or 4 pounds. I think they said the whole weight on this was 5. I'm not sure if that's 5 for this unit itself. You can see the Z branding there, which is really HP's top-of-the-line workstation. They have their own support. If you haven't experienced owning an HP Z product, do yourself a favor. You'll thank me later. And more Z branding. It's just a really nice machine. And I can see why this would be ideal for anyone who works in a creative field. So we're talking about if you're doing rendering, if you're doing anything in terms of video editing, photo editing. I mean, this is overkill for basically all of those things, but it will easily tear through those, at least with the components that it has. And it's also pretty much tool-free to get inside here to make any of those upgrades. So completely, I would say, the opposite approach than what Apple has done with their Studio. So power port right there, 2 display ports, and then you may have noticed we have even more video out here. I mean, it's pretty insane. Ethernet, Kensington lock, 3 Type A USB ports. It's a beast. Now, on the front of the machine, you already saw, it's just going to be ventilation, or excuse me, that's the side of the machine. This is the front of the machine where we have a Type A USB port along with 2 Type C ports, and that's pretty much it. Headphone microphone combo jack. It's just a brick. Let's take a look at what else they've included. So I mentioned we have a mouse here, which, pretty straightforward, just an HP mouse. And this, is better than not including a mouse. Whether or not you're going to actually want to use this is obviously going to be up to each of you respectively. I would probably stick with my own mouse, but I appreciate that they include it because they're giving you everything you need to get going except for an actual monitor. Let's move on to the actual power brick. I mentioned this earlier, 280 watts, and that's, a very polite reminder that this thing is going to be doing some heavy lifting. This is not in any way going to be a lightweight. I mean, granted, if you go with that 1900 and change configuration, it only starts out at 8 gigs of RAM, and I think it's with a Core i5, but that's still going to be, in my opinion, one of the nicest NUCs, if you want to call it that, ever made. But of course, HP wants us to stick to Workstation, and I get why. So that 280 watt supply, and then last but certainly not least, they include a keyboard. Again, something that I personally don't need, and I think many of you will not need, but it's certainly nice to have. And it does match the design language of the Z. So that's really what we're after. So let me go ahead and put this aside, and let's talk about, as I wrap up this unboxing, if this machine will likely be right for you. Now, in my opinion, unlike the Mac Studio, this makes a lot of sense because it does really check every box. I mean, granted, there's no card reader, and anyone that follows my channel knows I'm going to be critical of that. There should be a card reader, but it's not a game breaker, in my opinion, because if what you're after, again, is this form factor, and then to boot, this is more affordable than what Apple has, more useful than what Apple has. And by the way, this should outperform the Apple Studio. Maybe not it depends. We'll see when I start benchmarking it, but it should outperform it in many tasks. And you know what? If you wanted to do light gaming on here, you probably could too, because that A2000 with 12 gigs of RAM is no slouch. But of course, Revit, AutoCAD, I could see this, being in a video production suite, architecture office, because the beautiful part is that it is such a small piece of hardware. Let's see if I can pop it open. I believe this is the release button right there to get inside the chassis. So I haven't checked exactly how it works, but I'm just curious if it's going to just release. And I have a feeling, I'm kind of, futzing around here. This whole plate should come off. I'm just not sure, and this is what instructions are for. Oh, there we go. So it's pretty easy. As I say, that's what instructions are for. We're inside. So, as I've mentioned, 125 watt chip, that Core i9 12900K, and then it needs to be cooled, right? There's just no way around that. If we're not able to cool that CPU and keep it from throttling, it kind of undermines the entire experience that we're aiming to get out of a machine like this. Now, in terms of the GPU, you can see it's seated right here. I'm not going to start to tear things apart here because that is what it will require. But this is a clear reminder that this is no Apple product, because I've talked about upgradability. Well, you certainly didn't know it was going to be that easy to crack it open, right? And then I cannot stress how, I will say this, adorable the A2000 with 12 gigs of RAM is sitting here, that you can easily, as mentioned, upgrade. Of course, you're going to need a GPU that will make this profile, but the point is, that is all in the works. It's already begun, folks. Manufacturing is getting smaller and smaller. PC manufacturers realize that we do want really powerful computers in smaller packages, and this is not the first time that HP has done it. After all, this is far from a first-generation product. However, with this sort of power, I feel like it is a first-gen, because this puts it into another league. And that's not to say the previous gen wasn't good. In fact, I know people who have, generations that are several years old, and they still love them, and I get why. It's just, what else are you going to point to that's going to give you this sort of performance, support, and now, of course, upgradability? So there are two NVMe drives. in here. And as I said, tool free for the most part. But in order to start taking things out of here, I imagine that I am going to need a tool, but I'm taking a look just in case. I want to see if the GPU will somehow just pop out. And you know what? It might. It does seem like it could slot out that easily, but I don't want to mess with anything until I get to look at some more information. But either way, this is an exciting machine. And if you work in any creative field where this is appealing, and I think this is appealing to the majority, whether you're in my business here on YouTube in content creation, or as I mentioned earlier, anything involving video or photo editing, architecture, rendering, this is going to be ideal if your priority is keeping things nice and tight. You want that small form factor, this is the way to go. If you don't, if this isn't a priority to get basically all of the most powerful hardware available miniaturized, because that's what this is, then of course get yourself a traditional desktop. And it will also be interesting to see how loud this actually gets when it's under load. And hey, if it can game too, that'll just be a nice added bonus. But kudos to HP on what appears to be a great job designing this. Build quality is excellent. I believe that's the power button right there, which I did not mention, so I will now. I'm just excited to start testing this out, and I know my fiance is the person that's going to want one of these instantaneously once she sees it. And of course, once we verify how well it can handle software like Revit, photo and video editing, which should be really interesting. Any questions or comments on this Mac Studio Murderer? That's kind of sounds like a terrible characterization, but you know, everyone likes to call it a killer, right? But we'll get that out of the way. But any questions or comments, please feel free to post them, hit that like button, and as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.